Welcome to the Golden Feather. Grab a pint, a plate, and pick your seats. Your hosts, Virtek and ChibiBree, are back from their latest adventures.
Oh boy, we don't have any
No cams. All right. Well, I'll do the intro then. How's it going there, guys? Hello, and welcome back to another Golden Feather podcast. As always, DJ Virtek right here. And over there on that side is a ChibiBree.
Hello.
And on the far side is a funny looking, what kind of creature is that? Is that a peacock in the background there, Z?
That is not a peacock. That's actually a phoenix holding two cats.
How dare you call that a peacock?
I'm looking at the tiny little thing on the image right now.
A peacock.
And all I saw was two kitties. Hey, forgive me. I don't know my birds.
No. That's deeply offensive.
Needs more flames. So this week we got a little bit to talk about. I mean, especially since last week we had some things pop up between moving a house and we had a motorcycle disappear on us. That was amazing. By amazing, I mean terrible. But we had to take the week off and deal with all that stuff. But this week we have the lovely and wondrous Z with her Phoenix and kitties. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you from? What you done? Gaming history? What brings you to Ashes? All that fun stuff.
Oh my goodness.
All at once. You have 3 sentences.
Oh my gosh. I'm Z. I am from the Checkmate Guild, the EU Checkmate Guild. I played MMO since, oh my goodness, Star Wars Galaxies was the first MMO I ever played way back when. And then I played World of Warcraft and a lot of survival games. And then I happened to stumble across Ashes of Creation. When I can't even remember how I found it really, but I found the Nodes Part 1 video. And I just got hooked ever since. And nice. So I'm just a normal person, a normal fan that creates things, really. Create art on things that I really like. So that's me.
The art stuff. The things I can't do to save my life. If it requires taking a mental image and putting it in visual form, I can't do it. I can I can kind of Photoshop like a champ, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's good fun. It keeps me entertained whilst we wait for Ashes of Creation.
Good. Which hopefully won't be that long a wait.
Hopefully not, but...
Yeah, I keep hoping for like a breakthrough of, oh my God, we got so much done, everything's fixed, and we're running. We're not just making art, and that's it.
Concept art.
Yeah.
Well, not to mention, I guess they have announced the new live stream to be on the following weekend. The last Friday of the month.
Ooh, I missed that one.
That should come around really quick as well, hopefully. It's only 2 weeks yesterday.
Yeah, so on the 31st.
Not long at all. Can't wait for it. I want some new info. Speaking of new info, did you read much into the Hippogryph lore that they put out?
Oh my gosh, I absolutely loved that video. I love it. I loved the music. I loved the graphics on the Hippogryph. I loved the fact that he landed and the 3 of them were all there. I loved it. And I even liked the fact that his feet were moving in the sky. Like, a lot of people didn't like that, but I thought it was kind of cute. Like, he just looked like he was roaming in the air. I liked it. I really like it, actually, yeah.
It kind of remind me of doggy paddling.
I like when those dogs are held up in the air and their little feet are going. Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's kind of like one of those instinctual things. You toss a puppy in the water, it knows how to swim. It just does the doggy paddle instantly. It's a hippogriff too. You toss it in the sky and it does the hippogriff paddle? The griffa paddle.
Oh, yeah, you should. That is an amazing way to call it, yeah.
Did you have a favorite of the 3 that they showed?
I really like, I can't remember what it was called, but the light and dark brown one.
Oh, yeah, the one that looks kind of like almost like a falcon type.
Yeah,
design.
I really liked that one, but I liked them all. I liked the black one as well. I mean, I couldn't pick, but if I had to, I think the two-tone black and the brown and white one definitely. What about you guys?
I like the black one just mainly because the second image down of the black one when they talk about it, the Nighthawk, it has like light purple feathers around its head and like dark purple up there, and purple's my favorite color, so it kind of sang to me. But I also had an image that it was like a purple turkey. Looks like the weird thing they have around their beak and their eyes, so it kind of made me
purple turkey.
It's a purple turkey.
You have the link for that so we can show people?
Yeah.
No, for me, I like Hippogriff. Like in general, I really love. I don't know, they're one of my favorite creatures. And we actually called it the Hippogryphic Oath today because, well, Virtek had a great reasoning for this one.
So yeah, there's the Hippocratic oath that doctors take, where they have to help everybody and anybody, no matter who they are and no matter what they've done, if they have money or not. Just if they're in front of you, you have to help them. And there is a bit of lore in here that talk about the hippogriffs. See, I want to keep saying hippogryphic. the hippogriffs
it's embedded.
Pretty much to a fault, and I figure that's kind of the same thing. Like once they bond with somebody, no matter what happens, like they're gonna lay themselves down and in front of anything that comes to get them. So I thought it was a neat little connection.
One of it's going to be like Harry Potter, where you have to bow on it and it like lets you stroke his face. That'd be amazing.
Oh, that would be so cool. That little bit of an RP element in order to trust. I honestly thought that the winter one might be like a snowy, like the full white hippogriff.
Oh yeah, like a snow owl or something.
Yeah, it would be so pretty.
I mean, they do have the really white hindquarters. I think it's just more like on the legs and up on the front of the wings.
I like the barding for it though. I wonder if that's something that I can change around.
I absolutely adore the barding for the hippogriff. If you look really closely, the leather just looks so fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
On the top part, I just thought the whole thing was really nice.
Yeah, I actually, before I completely got to see the post for it, I saw the YouTube video that somebody had made on it, and I saw the barding, and I was like, oh, I wonder what that's for. And then I saw the post, and I was like, oh, that's my answer.
Yeah. Although they did make a decent point, because I saw the From the Ashes podcast. I was watching them, and they did make a decent point where there's two versions of the barding up there, and they're really just recolors, but one's supposed to be a human and one's supposed to be an elf.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you'd think they would have made a little bit of a difference between them to make them stand out more as completely different cultures.
So yeah, basically all they're doing is just retexture and recolor it then.
Yeah,
because they both seem to have like that leather seating and the leather underpiece and the sides of the hippogriff neck.
But
and the mesh on the back and things like that, yeah.
They did make the white one look a little bit more grandiose, though.
I'm going to guess that one is the elvish one.
Yeah. But, I mean, I do like it when you think about it, like how they talk about how it had to be made a certain way so that all four legs and wings could move properly and unhindered.
Yeah.
There's only so many different armor styles I really feel you could kind of come up with.
Imagine if you strapped it on incorrectly and you like clipped his wing and he was just trying to fly with like one wing tucked under his barding.
Or, you climb up to a mountain and you're like, hey, look, there's a conflict. Let's go join it. And then you suddenly just can't glide off the top of it.
Oh my goodness, that'd be so funny.
I'd also like, just for a little bit of theory crafting, I'd also like the whole look of, like, I like what World of Warcraft did for this, where there's like each class had their own mount. But what if each class had their own style? Like, if you were a cleric or something, your barding would look a little bit more towards cleric.
Yeah, I'm hoping they let us really personalize stuff like that. Like it'd be really nifty if we could add little like saddlebags or something to accentuate how we wanted to.
Right. That'd look really
What kind of things do you think they could add though? Say if you're a cleric, what kind of things would you want them to add to say, hey look, I'm a cleric? for example.
It really depends, because I haven't really seen too much of like the cleric stuff from them. I don't know what they would consider like this is a cleric look, but like maybe there could be something that would show like your base class. You know how like on the phones, for example, they have or not really on the phone, but like Ash's post has the backgrounds for the different, and like mine's the priest.
Oh yeah.
So
That's awesome.
Something that shows like priest that would like be identifiable, as well as probably a mixture of the type of armor that they would prefer you to wear. Almost like any scraps of armor that you can't wear personally anymore, you could use towards patching in for pieces of barding for your hippogriff or something. And maybe you could even think of like the artisan classes. For example, if I were an alchemist, because usually I pair alchemy with healing. And then there could be like little, what do you call this? Satchel bags on the sides of the hippogriff.
Yeah, like little ingredient pouches.
Oh, that would be cute, yeah. In another game. Sorry, you go.
Oh, I was going to say, I think for a cleric, what would be fun is, you know how they have the potion launchers in the BR?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Totally get a potion tank on the back and like a little Gatling gun so she can shoot little healing potions at people from over the battlefield. Just glide over and just start sniping people with healing potion.
The second you said potion launcher, I knew where this was going.
I used to play another game where they, on the horses, there was like a flagpole. And at the top of the flag, it had your class if you wanted to show it. I mean, they could do something like that. They have like a little pole coming out the back, that's a tiny one. They're going into the air.
Like the World of Warcraft PvP mounts.
Yes, exactly like that, yeah.
Oh, I would try and game that system in PvP. Run in there with my tank and put like a healer icon on it. Like a flag. Like, come after me. I'm not a tank. Totally not a tank. I promise.
They'd have to have a think about it, wouldn't they? How it wouldn't get exploited.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I know that they'd probably have that squashed before it even got to be an option.
That's fair.
But one can dream. One can dream. But yeah, there's also the other announcement that I think is potentially leading to some exciting information coming, which is never like those poles. They look tacky. Yeah, that's true. Especially the big giant wooden flags, like when you were running around on foot. And I think it was only a cosmetic thing. I don't think it was actually a PvP thing specifically, but
it was a specific mount for World of Warcraft. Like I had a scorpion that had the pole coming off of it with like the horde emblem on it.
Okay, yeah. I think maybe more towards like Cataclysm era, where you could get like the little toys, and one of them was like the wooden pole that would come up your back with a little flag on it.
Oh.
You're a samurai or something, and it was like your house symbol or something.
Nice.
But yeah, the other news that I thought was pretty cool was the websites are set up now to accept codes and be able to apply them to your account.
Mm-hmm.
Which could mean that they're putting more deep work into actually getting the referral codes actually up and running properly, and maybe the beta codes and things like that.
And maybe the content creator stuff might come back soon so we can apply.
Fingers crossed for you guys.
Thank you.
Got them both. Metos too.
That must cut down on their work though, because a lot of people must be asking them, I've got this code, how do I implement it into my account?
Yeah, like I know the big thing is the referral code thing. Like right now, you aren't getting referrals for anybody who comes and plays the game, apparently. So that's a big thing, especially for content creators, where everyone asks them all the time, "Hey, so how do I play this game? Here, follow this link," and it doesn't really help.
Yeah, it's such a shame that the referrals don't work, really.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, though, at least the referrals don't work while the game's not working.
True that. True.
Fair point.
Like, oh, you referred me to a game that's not even up in any way, shape, or form. Not even the VR at the moment.
Wah, wah, wah.
But I mean, hopefully they'll bring back. I liked the other referral code thing where you can just like do a It's like an actual code. Yes, hype about the game coming back. But yeah, maybe they'll bring back like a code that you could actually input. Like it could be your personal code, and then they can like when they create an account, they can input that or something.
Yeah,
Hopefully they change the way they do it as well, because if you'd already made an account, you couldn't then refer anybody. So if you made an account and then found like a good guild of people and you wanted to refer one of them, you couldn't because it was too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's also where a little delicate balance is going to have to come into play, because when they get the referral codes working, they really should have like an open window of anybody who didn't get a chance to set somebody as a person that referred you. They should be able to get that input really quick.
Mm-hmm.
But anything that comes after, that would honestly be kind of a way to just be giving stuff away to people, because then literally every single person that ever plays is going to have someone who referred them and convinced them to play, even though they had nothing to do with it.
That's true.
You could just jump in and, as you were saying, like bump into a random guild and be like, oh, I don't like you guys, and find another guild that, oh, you guys are amazing. Guild leader, you're my referral. 6 months after starting the game.
Yeah. I don't know. It would be cool if they had like the trial thing. And then if you wanted to be referred by somebody, you can ask for somebody. Like, I think I would like to play this. Go ahead and send me your referral. But I don't think that'll work very well. Because, I mean, for example, if you think about Final Fantasy 14, the friend referral.
Yeah.
That one doesn't work. Even if you made a trial account, you still have an account.
Yeah.
So for some people who tried out the game and they're like, oh, this seems fun, but I don't have anybody to play with, you know, so now they'd have to make a new account in order to actually utilize the friend code.
Yeah.
I think I'm just salty that I didn't get to refer anybody.
Hey, plenty of time.
Oh, yeah. See, now you just got to work on getting more art out there and getting yourself a camera. We'll bring you back on the show down the road when it's close to launch, and then you can be like, guys, here's my code.
Dude, if you made me get a camera for this, it was like 2:10 in the morning. I'm sat in my pajamas. You're going to lose people. You'll be like,
right.
Why is there a strange British person on your stream with like a cat t-shirt and cat pajamas on?
Why would we not have a strange person on our podcast, no matter where they're from? But especially if they're wearing pajamas. That definitely belongs here. We're kind of in our like chill everyday stuff right now, because as I mentioned before, we found a new place and we're still in the process of moving everything, which is why we're almost an hour late getting started, because we didn't get all this done before, because moving things and recovering a stolen motorcycle.
Yeah.
Boy, the days get too busy sometimes.
That is indeed true.
But it is what it is. But no, so man, I'm trying to think of what else came out in the past week, because we've been really distracted.
There's a new dev discussion asking about, is adventuring always better with friends?
That's right. That one did come out, because they did the week before. They did the solo content one. They wanted to get the other point of view. What do you think there, Z? Is it always better with friends?
Oh my gosh, yes, 100%. I feel like, anyway. I feel like, I mean, you play the game to socialize. Well, I do, you know, met some really nice people in the guild that I'm in. And if I can't imagine playing the game on my own, there's some times where you just want to get a fishing rod and sit and chill out, but to be any kind of competitive or to do anything like dungeons, PvP, node wars, castle sieges, you're going to need a group, and you know that's the group that you want to be with, and everything's just 1,000 times better. And even something stupid like you get jumped by another PvP group, it's so much more exciting and hilariously much more fun when there's people with you, like you share that experience. Otherwise things just aren't as funny. In my opinion.
Me, I don't know.
Go ahead.
Alrighty. I was gonna say I don't know. I'm kind of one of those, like, I'm torn. Like I think there's plenty of stuff out there for someone to solo around and do things with that should be made available, and it should be there. But definitely when you look back at games, you don't really reflect on the times where you're out there by yourself, like fishing. Or I was out crafting one day, and no exciting story has ever started that way. No big memorable story has started that way. Like, I was out picking flowers, and like other than, as you were saying, getting jumped and completely robbed, and then you call your guild and etc. But then see, you introduced all your friends, so it is better with friends. The story is much more grand.
I was also gonna say, I think it's definitely better with friends, but maybe not all the time. Because there's some times where, like, what I want to do isn't exactly what Virtek wants to do. And so, like, it's fun to have friends, like, in Discord, for example, and just listening to each other and chatting with each other. But being able to do our own thing separately at the same time, though, is also nice. Because maybe I want to go make some, like, potions to work on my alchemy skill, and he's out doing something. Who knows? Maybe he's picking stuff for me so I can make more, and then giving him some health potions for when I'm not around.
Oh yeah. See, I'm really hoping to have like a ghost mode in there. That way I can just log in and nobody will see me that I'm there at all, and I can just go randomly explore deep dark corners of the world and find all the caves and do whatever, just because I'm in such a introvert mood that day. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to do stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. Not if you don't want to be with someone all the time, but I do think grouping is needed and just makes the whole experience so much better.
Yeah, the other thing I was going to say is, what do you hear the most often? I mean, I know when my dad was staying with us at the previous apartment, he would just sit around and just be like, oh man, I don't have anybody to play with. I don't know anybody. There's nobody ever online to play with me. And it's just like, when you get to that point when there's not anyone around you that plays, or maybe the game is just getting boring. For me, that's what happened with World of Warcraft. It was boring and I had nobody to play with, so I was just like, I don't think I want to continue playing this. But
yeah, that's really awful when that kind of thing happens. Like, you have such a good time, and then real life happens and people start dwindling away. And yeah, that's how you know the game's more fun with people and friends, because when they leave, you really notice the difference.
Yeah, that's fair. And also, the big change that I saw... sorry.
Karate chop.
I'm flipping my keyboard over here.
Table flip.
The big change I saw was when I was younger, I'd say probably about 13, 14, 15, playing World of Warcraft, and the guilds were full and the game was full. And then when I got older, like within the last few years and coming back, I can hear that. Coming back, and the guilds are like getting more empty, and like there's almost nobody online. Like, the whole dynamic of the game at that point really changes.
Yeah, like I said, I think everything is definitely better in the bigger groups, but I kind of almost fear how they were talking about bringing, like, what was it, like 60-man groups or something like that for raids, like some gigantic number that made me say, holy crap, no way. That's going to be such an incredible pain to muster. You're going to have to get a couple of guilds worth of people and have a huge bench of people just sitting there ready to play at any time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my god.
Ooh, Soul Sinu. What are you most excited about going into Ashes of Creation? Who wants to take that one first?
How about Z, because you're our guest?
I'm always first. What am I most excited about going into Ashes of Creation? As in what's already been put in there, or?
Yeah, anything. I think pretty much any topic that's currently announced and ready to start building or already being built going in.
Probably the node system. I really, really love the idea, I should say, of the node system, because just a collective of people all farming, killing things, gathering to work up from nothing into a metropolis. Oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. And then for it to be demolished and go back to zero is going to be so heart-wrenching. Oh my god, I will actually cry that day, the day that we come on. And if we don't manage to defend and it's back to 0, a tear will roll out of my eyeball.
Oh my gosh, yes. That is going to be so heartbreaking, especially if you end up like going away on vacation and you're like, guys, I'm going out on a cruise. It's going to be like 7 days, or I'm going out camping for a week and I'm going to have no connection to, oh, here comes the Twitter spam because the bot was But yeah, whoops. But you come back after a vacation where you told everybody, I'm going to have zero connection with reality at all. I'm going to put the phone away in my dresser drawer before I leave. And you come back and just what happened to everything? Everything is gone. It's all gone.
I just hope people don't quit when that happens. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Same. Because like, oh man, it's gonna be a hard hit to the gut for sure. But I know Steven said that he wanted to make it so that, you know, it's a hit to the gut, but it's not so hard hitting that you're going to like want to quit, like rage quit. But yeah. I mean, it also depends. I mean, what if I had a really nice node somewhere and I don't know how far in advance you have to plan a siege. Because then, are you trying to plan the siege around like your guildmates' vacation days, or are you being tactical in your planning and maybe you heard in the grapevine that somebody's going to be gone a certain week and that's going to be vital for them? You know?
I mean, I don't know about Steven, but I don't know how anyone's going to take that lane down. You have a metropolis and then you have a tent. I don't think anyone is going to take that well, personally.
I mean, in theory, you're going to have your metropolis, and then right next to it, you're going to have a level 5 node that was its subordinate beforehand, or its vassal node. So you could, in theory, just pack up and go literally next door. Dies, quits for a week, plays again. Exactly. That's how I think it'll end up going a lot.
Oh, it's me with normal video games on PlayStation. If I suck at it bad enough for about an hour or so, I quit playing it for a week, and then I come back and then I aggravate myself with it again.
I've got to beat it.
Yeah, right. Let's see. My favorite thing about Ashes, like going into Ashes, honestly, is a new MMO experience. I think that's my most looked forward towards thing for going into Ashes of Creation, because I really enjoy what Final Fantasy has. I really enjoyed what I had when World of Warcraft was actually like busy and there was always people on and people to engage with. But now that a lot of the people have either quit WoW or gone to other servers or lost connection with them, I think that I'm going to look forward to seeing how all of us in the world, or not World of Warcraft, but like who liked World of Warcraft and came over to Ashes of Creation and who liked these other games that came over. I'm interested in seeing how the community works together on this and what kind of game and world we shape, you know.
Yeah, see, that's going to be a big point of it, I think, for everybody. Is it's going to be an entirely new world. It's going to be an entirely new way of doing things, really, just because of the node system, like Z mentioned, how that's going to work, and just how the people are going to work together. And the thing I was going to say that ties into both of those is just purely the politics of the world. That's really what I'm looking forward to, because there are going to be so many ways to backstab a buddy, so many ways to get just a political advantage on another area and just drive it home, and suddenly you're a dominating metropolis that the next day you could get your own teeth kicked in. And just, you have to play nice with so many people, but you also have to make sure that you stand your ground. And then I don't know, it's just so in depth. There's so many things to these systems. It's just insane, like truly insane, with how complicated and complex these relationships are going to be between players and different nodes. And 7-Up, that's true. Eve Online had that too, as far as like people dying and quitting for a week and all, but a lot of people had a lot of money, like real life money, tied into that game. Lose a ship and there'd be $1,000 of investment in the game that just disappears.
Yeah, I mean,
Ashes is-
honestly, no, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say, honestly, I was just thinking something that sounds kind of more realistic to me would be that when you have the metropolis and it gets taken over, then it would go down to a level 5 node instead of a like level 0 node, just because you knock it down. Like it gets destroyed, but I don't think it should be like completely destroyed. I think there should be some work in being able to build it back up, but I don't know. It's also something that once we actually test a castle stage and are able to see what it's like, we'll be able to understand better the whole thing of it. Like, what do we lose? What do we keep, etc.
Yeah, I think it was something that they were playing with at first, was having it go down one level and get like negative experience, so that you had to work really hard to keep it at that next level down, or else it would de-level again. But I think it's a much more driving force to keep people active in defending their nodes, to go ahead and just let it go down to level 0 or stage 0 after it gets destroyed. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. My emotions are going to be playing with me when we're testing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. I was going to say,
Yeah.
I feel like Ashes is going to be one of those notepad MMOs where you have to write down everything that you need to do. Right, I need to gather
Yeah.
this. I need to grind rep with this. You know, I think there's so much you're going to have to do.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Looking for the next Wowhead. Make a guide, make it clickable so you can track your progress. Oy. But yeah, it's going to be so much, because there's like the religion stuff you got to keep track of, like which religions are going to give which kind of benefits, and if you even want to participate in the religious system, because they haven't mentioned if there's going to be deficits like for each one, definitely. And then if you're a religious node, that takes it even further, like which one are you going to pledge your fealty to as a node itself. And then there's the other little guilds, like what was there, like the Thieves Guild and Merchants Guild or something. I think he said there were like 4 different organizations that are just social organizations. They're going to span the entire world. And then there's all the different metropolis, their vassal nodes that are all going to have their own little specialties. And there's going to be little mayors of those vassals as well. Like, it's going to be just bananas.
Can you imagine the first time you see a metropolis, though? Just imagine it. How I can't even think how amazing it's going to look. Well, hope it looks, because it's meant to be pretty big.
Oh yeah, can be pretty big, and they're even going to be unique. Like the one question I have that I haven't gotten a chance to find out if there's already an answer for is, if you already have, you know how when you level up from one stage node to another, whatever the race contributed the most experience to that level up of the node, it creates the next node when it levels up is going to be of that influence in the architecture. Well, what if you already have, say, a stage 6 metropolis that's all dwarven, but then all the dwarves kind of run away and they go off to the other corner of the world, and suddenly like the elves are hanging out there and they're contributing 100% of the experience. Is it going to shift over to elf now, or is it going to stay there as dwarf because they were the ones who leveled it up to the level 6? I think that'd be kind of funny and awkward.
Or like a building half and half dwarf and half elvish.
Yeah.
Like all higgledy-piggledy and stuff. That would be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool. I know that they said the quest line was going to follow the predominant race in that area of the players.
Which that's going to be another contributing factor to what area are people going to go to. Are you going to go to this metropolis because it's the only one of the specific node type you want? It's the only one who's scientific and you really want to be in scientific? Or are you going to go to this other one because it's a Vec node, and you really, because your character's Vec, you want to experience all the Vec history and lore and all that through their questing?
Mm-hmm.
But you can only choose one.
Oh, we just need more information on everything.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they're for serious, when they said that they were about 90% done with the back end stuff, they should start being able to pump out a lot more content here soon. As far as progress with the testing servers and everything, which as long as that's moving along just fine and moving that along smoothly, then they can start putting out more information, because then it'll be farther along in the development cycle. So
Speaking of which, I believe they said that the next live stream was going to be a little bit different than normal in the fact that they're going to have more of the development in it.
Development of what, though? That's the question.
That's what we'll have to wait and see. If Ashes was here right now, they'd be like, you'll see.
I'm guessing maybe instead of just having the Q&A streams like they've been doing before, maybe it's going to be more like, hey, this is what we're actually doing, and here's some development progress, like what we've done, like here's where the art was, and here's where it is now, and here's a display of what the tool was able to create before and how long it took to do so, and here's it doing it now, and check out the latency, how we killed this or smoothed out the frame rates, and like actually showing some development progress instead of just Q&A.
That'd be awesome. I mean, 2 weeks and we'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, Give us something tangible instead of just theoretical of talking about how the game will eventually be performing. Show us what it is doing right now.
Yeah, even if it looks awful, just show it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Bumps, bruises, and all. Give it to us.
Exactly. They said, open, transparent communication. Show us the crap bits and, show us getting better. That's what we want to see.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm curious about that.
I was thinking, because Z is usually on the other side of the keyboard with us. And right now she's kind of working on a hippogriff, I think you said.
Yes. It's a hippogriff.
But it's really cute. I'll show you guys a small picture of it real quick.
It's just a baby.
Yeah, that was very British. Just a baby. He is just a baby, and he's got no wings at the moment because they keep breaking and things keep falling off. So it's being worked on.
You can almost say he's just poked his face out of the eggshell. Just kind of round out the bottom a bit more.
He's a new hippogriff.
Crowbot. I wish I had a good answer for you. They don't really know at this moment exactly how long it's going to take, but what they've said is the typical soon. But what they do have is they had to kind of rebuild the entire back end. They noticed some performance issues they wanted to nip in the bud before they really started moving forward with the rest of the game. So while it was still just in BR alpha testing, the little battle royale mode Apocalypse that they were using for testing new items and weapons and spells and such, they found some issues. They ironed them out, and now they said they're at about a 90% complete with all of that, which to me means that in the next month or two, in my best guess, I would say in the next month or two, they should be starting to at least talk about getting the BR open back up. And right after that, after they make sure the back end is performing well, then we should probably see Castle Siege. So I'm placing my bets on 2 months from now. We're going to see it. That's where my bets are going.
Yeah.
So if it's not up within 2 months, we can blame you.
I can hide pretty well. You can try and blame me, but you got to find me first.
Okay.
I know where he lives. But yeah, I'm just waiting right now to figure out when the BR is going back up, and then from there seeing if we're gonna continue to go forward.
I want to slay people for cosmetics. That's all I know. Get me my cosmetics.
Here's
Did you guys get to 50?
No.
No.
What were you doing?
School.
I got to
that's a good enough
30, I think, maybe. I think I got to 30, yeah.
Also, I wasn't given the PI thing, so there's a lot of EXP that I'm owed that I didn't get for like the bonus EXP or whatever. But here is a photo from, I'm gonna say Anduin, and he calls it a Lost Love Found. It's a 2D art piece, and he had it commissioned. The lady who actually did the artwork, Her name is around here somewhere. Oh no, I lost it. Lucy Lisette. And I can go ahead and link you over to the DeviantArt where you can find more of this person's artwork. But I thought it was really nice, and it was a cool commission to have done for Ash's.
Yeah, I dig it. It's kind of done with that armor style that they just popped in. What, last month? Like the last week of last month, I think it was.
Yeah.
What was it, the Lion's Guard or something in there?
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of that, and also I like the elvish look to it. So, but
looking at it, like, oh my god, how passionate can you be about looking at somebody?
Right. That one.
In a cutesier side of things, and the official Fan Art Friday pick for Ashes of Creation is done by Van Doodle, and this is from the forums. And he did a little 3D of the Nif that was the minion from a few cosmetic packs ago.
It's so cute.
And actually, while we're on the subject of cosmetic packs, apparently they're having a change of personnel, and they're currently training a new artist to do all of their concept artwork. So they said that the art might be a little slow for this, but as soon as they get them trained and well, it should be fairly efficient after that.
Cool.
I absolutely love this week's Fan Art Friday.
It's super cute.
It's a goaticorn.
It's a goaticorn.
I want to make a wand out of his horn.
No.
Slay me one Nif.
Looks so fluffy.
I got no takers. I'm not getting a wand.
Why would we slaughter a goaticorn just so you can have a magic wand?
Didn't say you had to slaughter it.
Well, how are you going to take its horn off?
Very carefully. I think they unscrew.
Just
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll have a wand now, please.
I think you can detach with a set of pliers. You'll be good.
But that's where his magic is. In the horn.
Yeah, I like the little myth though. That's one of those things I picked up right away. The whole the legend behind it. If you cause its death, you're cursed. Even if it wasn't on purpose, if you just cause its death, you end up getting cursed.
Pretty sure ripping its horn out of its head would probably cause some kind of death later on.
No, never.
Yeah.
Don't think that way.
It's a cursed
It'll be
wand.
fine. I'll get it a Band-Aid. Get it a Band-Aid, kiss it better, it'll be fine.
Mm.
Did you not hear the warning? You're not supposed to hurt them.
Oh, I think you're muted.
I am.
Sorry. I had to tickle my throat. I said, did you not hear the warning? You're not supposed to hurt them.
Well, I was telling them, I think the horn's just unscrewed. Just get a set of pliers and unscrew it off. It won't hurt at all. I promise.
Do you see what I have to deal with?
I mean, no, I'm not going to say it.
She was going to say you're privileged.
Uh-huh.
totally it.
No, I'm not going to even go there.
Well, I did
Yeah.
choose them,
That's
so.
okay. We all know I'm the lucky one. But yeah, I like the fan art stuff they're doing. And this one especially, like, that took a lot of time. I don't care for anybody.
Yeah, and I mean, 3D modeling in general takes a large chunk of time. Back when I was trying to do like the art thing on the computer, I just didn't really understand it. I'm a lot better with like building with my hands physically, but using a program and understanding how to do it, I mean, that's a lot of calculus right there. I'm studying how to be able to find surface volume and things like that for 3D space. So there's a lot of calculus that goes into building things on the computer and video games, and it gives me a newfound respect for people that initially were making video games in 3D and having to create the programs that could do it, because that has to have a lot of calculus in there.
I mean, I can just about turn my PC on, so actually building anything 3D on my computer would just be a no-go. Not at all. Not happening.
Well, at least we know you. At least we know that you can work a mic. So
I can, because
give
it's
yourself a little
automatic
bit
at
more
the moment. I
Oy.
just speak and the voice comes out. So yeah, I'm good with that bit.
It just happens. That's all right. I have
Yeah,
a friend
it does.
that's convinced that computers really are just witchcraft. He goes, I don't get it. You take 3 little prongs, you plug them in the wall, and suddenly there's the 3D movie on your screen. I don't get it. How's it happen? Oi, oi, oi. But did you have any other nifty things you wanted to talk about with as far as Ashes goes? Like anything that has kind of tickled your brain with some of the, especially with the say the Steven interviews and onward after that, the podcasts that have come out since then.
I mean, with the interviews with Stephen, I felt like we really got into the deep-seated part of his brain when he was talking about the children.
Oh God! Every time I bump into that one, I still die of laughter.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was awesome that he did those, to be fair. But yeah, I don't know really. There's so many things I want to ask, but we won't get the answers to them. You know, we just need to wait for the information to come, I guess.
Yeah. I know I'm going to start collecting up every single question I hear that sounds even halfway interesting, just so that if we do get an opportunity like that, it's like instantly, oh, you need an interview today? I got you. We have questions right here.
That'd be awesome, yeah. What about you guys? Is there anything that you guys are really wanting to talk about?
Oh, man. I think as far as this past week goes, I know I've been kind of exhausted with everything else, which, by the way, anybody here, apologies for missing last week and being kind of a little bit roughshod in this week. It's been pretty draining, been pretty exhausting. So sorry, it'll be better next week, I promise.
Yeah, we
I
have
sat here waiting for you guys. It's like, no, it's 1:30 in the morning, 2:30. No, okay, you're not coming on.
I know. Poor Z here was sitting here while we're trying to get ready. Like, we're still piecing things together like little Lego blocks, trying to like make sure everything's working okay. And she's like, all right, whenever you guys want to start. 40 minutes later, all right, I'm going to get a coffee.
And for anyone that's listening that's on my guild, Nina, you know that I needed that coffee.
Yeah. I'm just pretty sure that I'm just breaking my computer at this point. Every time we go to stream, there's something wrong with it.
Yeah. I think OBS is just in revolt.
Yeah.
But I think that pretty much wraps it up for what we got this week.
There's not really a lot of new information out, and aside from the things that were released, there's not really a whole lot in general. I think, as I was telling Z earlier, I think some of the main things are BR win, MMO win, and Castle Sieges win. So, and Nodes 3 win. There we go. 4 things.
Yeah, right.
So,
But I'll invent some stuff for us to talk about next week. I'll just throw out like random rumors about Ashes, and then we can theory craft.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be. You should so do that. Some things
So-
like really, really.
I heard box
amazing.
cost includes a free graphics card to make sure you can run it. No worries about graphics, guys. It's okay.
It'll be
And I
fine.
heard Intrepid, I was actually buying a CGI version of a Burning Phoenix, like from Harry Potter, so that they can actually have it as a mascot. So yeah,
like a real life one.
yeah, like a real life one. Just
Oh my gosh! I mean, they're
Every
so hard to capture, though.
That's right. You know what they should do though, which would be pretty awesome. Maybe not quite to the same depth, but over in Japan they have these little like digital girlfriends. They're little 3D hologram things.
boy.
You can set next to your bed like an alarm clock, and it'll wake
Okay.
up and be like, "Hello, it's time to get up, honey." You should totally have one of those things like an alarm clock that could be a little phoenix that hatches out and just roar. Can you imagine waking up to that? It'd be amazing. I'd love
Oh my
it.
gosh! And then like when it's done going off and you're like hitting the stop, it just like poofs away in like a little like CGI flame. It's like
Yeah. I like it. I like it. They should do it. Talk to the marketing department. Stat.
Talking about the marketing department, can we have the clothes back on the store, please?
Yes, please. I need a new hoodie. I put a hole in mine.
You
Yeah,
need a
she
new
has.
one? I need one.
She has a tickle hole right here under the arm.
No, don't tell people that.
It's a stink hole.
Why'd you tell them that?
Because why not?
Oh boy.
Oh, you're in trouble now when the stream ends.
Oh, I know. That's okay. Like I said, I can hide. I can run.
The regret is real.
I'll be safe.
But yeah,
There are 2 tables between us, okay? 2 tables.
just flip
It's actually just one.
one. Oh, the
If
look
I
of
go
death.
under them, there's none. So.
Oi, oi, oi. Well, now we're just being silly.
All
Now
right.
we're
Well,
just being silly.
I'm hoping that sometime during this week we actually hear back some more important info.
Mhm.
It'd be nice to actually have something a little bit more substantial to talk about. I'm sorry, Z, that there's so little info out this week that
It's
we don't
okay.
have much to go off of, but
We filled the time. It was perfect. We just talked
Yeah.
and talked and talked. It was good.
well, it was a joy having you on this side of the keyboard,
Thank you.
and it's nice to meet you in person. We always love getting to know you guys, and we love the fact that you guys interact with us. And Z has been one of the few that have been here since the beginning for us, and
Aw.
has made some lovely art and made it very hard for Ashes to not choose her art.
That
True
was so
story,
nice
true
of them to
story.
say that. Bless them last week.
Yeah.
Aw.
Speaking of which, do you have any social medias, or let's see, you have an Etsy to sell your art stuff? Anything fun like that?
No, technical things terrify me, dude. I'm old, okay? Like I literally have Discord and Facebook, but no, I don't. I just put them on the community media page and then in the garage. Actually, they're just sat in my garage.
Oh no!
I
Oh no!
know, but oh well, it's a good waste of time.
Yeah,
Indeed, indeed. You gotta have hobbies.
Exactly.
definitely.
Well, thank you again for joining us.
Thank
as
you
for
so
me,
much for having me.
DJ Virtek here and on the Twitter space and on the everywheres. Either that or Virtek. Probably one of the two you'll find in me. Look for my ugly mug or my little weird avatar that you'll see in the Discord. Feel free, come join us in the Discord. I'm gonna pop this up in the chat there. Join the conversation, say hello. If you have any questions for us, feel free to ask them. If you have any questions for devs, in case we do bump into them and they're like, hey, do you have any questions? We can ask them for you.
Mm-hmm. And I'm ChibiBree. I'm here in our little podcast, and I'm working on eventually convincing myself to continue making the videos that I was once making on introducing people to Ashes of Creation. And I may or may not be streaming again soon. I have a final next week on Thursday, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to pass the class, so I'm not too worried about it. And I'm just going to go in there, do the best I can, and hopefully never take multivariable calculus ever again. But yeah, I'll update you guys probably next week if I do decide to start streaming again. But I think I'm working on figuring out what I'm going to do with the whole college thing, and might consider taking some classes online specifically instead of going into a physical college, because I don't know. I like being a manager of my own time. So
Yeah. It's much better, much better. Trickier, but better.
yeah, I actually like it. I work well under pressure, and that has the right amount of pressure for me to work under.
Under pressure.
Oh boy. Okay, with that, have a great day, folks.
Adios.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
See you next week. Thank you.